please. You're 17, out in your driveway, securing a tow strap to your friend's pickup to extract his car from a snowbank, saving him the $109 that a professional tow would demand. 20 years later, you ink the documents, ceding ownership of your 30-truck towing enterprise for $4.1 million. Between these 2 points in time lies an $11.8 billion industry and one of the most perilous civilian professions in the United States. A tow truck operator perishes every 6 days. Almost no one observes the progression from a driveway strap to a cliffside rotator. This details every tier of towing in America and the actual economic commitment required to ascend. That's what Rank Breakdown is all about. If you like career breakdowns with real numbers and no fluff, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Level 1. The Driveway Favor. You're a teenager with a pickup truck and a winch, having become the go-to person for friends whose vehicles are stuck in a ditch. There's no financial compensation here. The favor merely offsets the $109 a legitimate tow would cost. You acquire knowledge of the equipment before the actual trade: a tow strap, a recovery strap, a come-along, a D-ring shackle, a snatch block. You bolt a well-used winch to the truck's front bumper. Your initial task involves your friend's car, nose down in a snowbank beside an icy road. You attach the strap to the bumper, not yet knowing any better. The bumper rips off cleanly, and the car remains immobile. Consequently, the next time, you assess the angle and locate a properly rated anchor point. You shackle the strap to the frame, clear everyone from the potential snap zone, and gradually tension the line until the car breaks free. You position yourself incorrectly once. The strap whips back through the air, and you learn about the snap zone the hard way. Afterward, no one stands near the tensioned line while you pull. You cease aggressive tugging. The same forces capable of tearing a bumper from a sedan will, one day, lift a toppled semi-truck. The strap simply grows larger, and the calculations become more intricate. Then, tranquility returns. You coil the strap, exchange a handshake, and drive home. The first instance a stranger offers you $20 to retrieve their car, the favor transforms into a transaction. The calls persist, and the subsequent one results in hourly pay. That marks Level 2. Level 2. The first seat. You undertake your inaugural paid assignment, and the vehicle is a rollback, a flatbed truck designed to tilt and slide backward to accommodate a car flatly. Wages commence at AAA at $15.50 per hour, with the potential for an additional $500 monthly if performance targets are met. The client pays $109 for the tow. You earn $15.50 hourly. The apparatus is straightforward, and all of it is yours to master: a wheel lift, a J-hook, soft straps, ratchet straps, a light bar, a two-way radio. The call arrives via radio at 3 in the morning, directing you to a disabled sedan on the shoulder. You deploy cones, winch the car onto the deck, and secure all 4 wheels with ratchets. The initial time, you strap 3 and neglect the 4th. The car shifts a 1/4 inch on the highway, prompting you to pull over and rectify it properly. Subsequently, you inspect all 4 every single time. You photograph the vehicle before moving it because the report serves as your defense when someone alleges a scratch. The difficulty isn't the loading, it's the individuals. You're towing a car from a no-parking zone, and the owner charges out screaming as it ascends onto the deck. You keep your tone even. They sign the release regardless. The attrition rate here is unforgiving. Most operators endure 1 to 2 years before departing. You cease to flinch at the irate ones. Then arrives the night that determines whether you remain. A light-duty operator named Stefano Sloan, while clearing a wreck near Versailles, Kentucky, stopped on a bridge and coaxed a man back from the precipice. He articulated it plainly: "Not today, not in this county, and not on my watch." You begin to grasp that the truck thrusts you into strangers' worst moments, and maintaining composure amidst them is the true essence of the job. Level 3 is the rotation phone, and it rings for the police. Level 3. The rotation. You secure a position on the police rotation roster, meaning you are the one summoned for wrecks involving a closed lane. The typical annual compensation for this role is $57,440 pre-on-call nights. Dispatch now originates from the police, not a customer, and you check in with the officer at the scene before touching anything. You deploy cones and an arrow board, then assess the casualty, the car's position, how it's oriented, what it rests against. You operate an integrated wrecker equipped with snatch blocks, chains, and recovery straps coiled on the bed. You configure the snatch block to double the pulling force, deploy the winch line, and slowly bring the car up the embankment. During your first scene, you position the arrow board too close to the lane. A pickup clips a cone at speed, prompting you to reposition the board 40 feet back, never again crowding the lane. This is the stage where the job transcends focusing solely on cars. It becomes about the few feet of shoulder you occupy while traffic rushes past at 70 miles per hour with nothing but a line of cones separating you from it. A driver breezes past your scene, eyes fixated on their phone. Their mirror misses your shoulder by mere inches. You sense the vehicle's wind on your jacket. That is the instant the statistic becomes deeply personal. Federal researchers calculated 42.9 tow worker fatalities per 100,000, significantly higher than the 2.9 reported for all other industries, nearly 15 times the rate. After that night, you never again positioned yourself downstream from active traffic. The road to this role involves certification. Since 1991, Wreckmaster has trained over 40,000 operators. Shane Coleman, a second-generation operator with 25 years in the field, now a lead trainer, speaks plainly about the demands. A work week can easily range from 40 to 80 to 100 hours. You eventually stop counting the hours. Then comes the test that earns you the respect of others on rotation. A semi has jackknifed across 2 lanes. The state trooper signals you forward. The traffic jam behind him stretches for 2 miles. You control traffic, rig the tow, winch the semi upright, and clear the debris. The trooper nods. The lane reopens in under an hour, and you depart before the congestion fully clears. You've earned the next assignment. That assignment is more challenging. Level 4 is where the machinery becomes substantial. Level 4, the heavy iron. You advance to heavy-duty operations, and your vehicle transforms. An integrated heavy wrecker with an underlift, a robust drag winch, and outriggers that extend like legs. The typical heavy operator earns $46,000 annually, with experienced positions offering $80,000 to $120,000. To perform this work, you must obtain a Class A and Class B commercial driver's license, as the wrecker and its cargo now traverse federal weight limits. The call concerns a tractor-trailer overturned in a median. You assess the weight and angle, then deploy the outriggers, anchoring the truck firmly. For the initial uprighting, you rig the winch off-center. The trailer sways as it rises, so you lower it, adjust the rigging, and successfully lift it on the second attempt. You once neglected to chock the wheels. The unit nudges an inch, you quickly secure the chocks, and the lift holds. You reconnect the airlines to restore brake function, then tow it to the yard. An average heavy recovery costs $11,600. The operator who performed it earns $46,000 a year. You begin to notice the disparity between the job's cost and your personal earnings. A windstorm flips a 48-foot trailer, and you upright it in under 10 minutes for $850. You no longer estimate weight, you feel it communicated through the boom. Andy Chesney, who runs Ulysses B&B Wrecker Service in Texas, is a member of the Towing and Recovery Hall of Fame. He states simply, "I have owned 2-century 75-ton rotators and love them." The powerful machinery is enticing, but every operator repeats the same insight. Heavy duty pays the bills, and the monumental recoveries bring recognition. These monumental recoveries are Level 5. Level 5, the Rotator. You become the specialized expert they call when no one else can handle the job. The vehicle is a rotator, a boom that rotates 360 degrees to lift a bus off its roof. The machine itself costs between $500,000 and over $1 million. Operated via wireless controls, you work from 40 feet away. The invoices no longer resemble standard wages. A straightforward tow-away costs $250. A hazmat crash recovery can reach $110,000. Tonight's call involves a tractor-trailer 700 feet down an embankment. You evaluate the terrain and the load, set the outriggers, and stabilize the rotator before moving the boom. You rig the boom, the turret winches, and an array of snatch blocks, then lift the rig in gradual stages. You misjudge the boom angle on the first lift. The load shifts, so you lower it, re-rig, and bring it up successfully before anything tips. A loaded bus requires more than one truck, so you call for a second rotator, and the two booms share the weight, raising it together. You remove the cargo, clean the scene, then prepare the invoice. The invoice reads $18,000, 8 hours, 3 trucks, 4 men. The person who successfully pulled it home makes about $20 an hour. You stop accepting the smaller jobs. They go to the newer crew. The leading figure in this domain is Jamie Davis, who operates Rotators out of Hope, British Columbia. He stars in a recovery television series broadcast in over 170 countries. You are now the ultimate resource. The next step isn't a larger truck. Level 6 is the office. Level 6, the owner. You stop operating the truck and begin managing the business. Your responsibilities now include contracts, dispatch software, payroll, and a yard filled with impounded vehicles. Margins are tight, typically 15 to 25%, so every truck purchased must justify its fuel consumption. You secure a police rotation contract, staff it, and maintain 24-hour phone operations. You underbid the initial municipal contract, and the slim margin nearly bankrupts you. Consequently, you renegotiate the rate upon renewal and stand firm. The true financial gain was never in the wage. It resided in the difference between what the client pays and what the driver earns, and you now control that difference. Regulators are scrutinizing the entire industry. The American Transportation Research Institute analyzed 490 crash tow invoices, revealing that 29.8% exhibited predatory billing practices. You invoice ethically because integrity ensures your continued presence on the rotation list. You cease driving completely. Then the consolidator reaches out. A company like Guardian Fleet Services, with over 30 locations and 450-plus employees, acquires family-owned towing businesses and integrates them into its operations. The president of that consolidator, Scotty Crockett, brought one such Texas business into the fold in late 2023. You crunch your own figures. The offer stands at $4.1 million. You developed a 30-truck enterprise, and you just divested it. Now, from this vantage point atop, only one task remains. This is what no one reveals to you when you're starting at the bottom. The summit isn't the rotator perched precariously. It's the office overlooking the yard. The operator maneuvering the million-dollar boom still collects a salary. Meanwhile, the owner, who never gets near a winch line, pockets the $4.1 million sale. The $109 you once charged a friend was the most insignificant, most amicable figure in the entire operation. The scene chain culminates in $110,000 for a single hazardous materials recovery. The customer's worst day translates to the industry's most lucrative invoice. You dedicated 2 decades to understanding that recovery relies on geometry and composure, not brute force. This principle applied universally from a simple strap in a driveway to a boom extended across a chasm. The peril escalated commensurately. Slow down, move over legislation became universal across all 50 states by 2012. Nevertheless, 5 states, Maine, Michigan, North Dakota, Ohio, and South Dakota, still omit tow trucks from this protection. A study by the AAA Foundation, surveying 12,365 drivers, discovered that most never reduce speed for a stopped truck. You sacrificed a knee on a shoulder somewhere, and it never fully recovered. You'd repeat the act without hesitation. The recent hire, a 17-year-old with a strap and a pickup, is now engaged. He's towing a stranger's vehicle for the identical $109 fee, believing the rotator represents the pinnacle. He hasn't realized yet that the apex is the room with the solid door. The very first tow strap you ever used hangs, framed, on the wall behind that door. You suspend the keys to the lot on the hook beside it, and they are irrevocably yours.